What's going on, guys? We are going to dive right into this video, and I actually just finished filming one of my Vanquish Phoenix VS410 videos where I was denied on this line because that truck is not very waterproof. However, my Capra is a little bit different setup. The receiver sits in the fuel cell in the back of the car there, so as long as I keep that guy above water, it should truck along no problem. Along with the big tires and portals, it's going to keep the servos well outside of the water. Throw it. Let's see if we can grab dig right here, bring that front end right around, back into four, and pull it on up and out of those rocks. So yeah, Capra had no issue dealing with that. And then you just got to dry off your tires. So we got the 2100 kV censored Spektrum brushless system in this, and that really brings this Capra to life. However, it still crawls amazing. So 3S 2100 kV in the Capra is right where I want it. It's got lots of wheel speed, but it is a really fun time. So let's get the rear steer going here. I think we're just gonna kind of crab on down and start the front turn, kick the rear out, keep those rears away from the water. Now we're out on this ledge where if you roll into the water, it's going to be a problem. But the Phoenix was able to pull it off. I'm thinking with the rear steer on the Capra, we're going to have no issues here. I want to keep the truck as high and close to the wall as we can. This car's got bigger tires, so it should be able to absorb this big drop, no problem. We'll throw it and dig to keep the rear brakes on, basically. And just let that front end come down and touch. Perfect. Throw it back in four, and it'll drive right out, no problem. Quite a bit different than the old VS410 is. So here we are, we're going to try and navigate up some of these rocky ledges. And with the wheelbase and the tire height difference, we're probably going to get some different lines that the VS410 was unable to make. So, one of the cool things about this spot we're on today is traditionally it is underwater of a reservoir, and because it's late fall here, the farmers have used it to water their fields and whatnot, so the lake level is getting pretty low, which allows us to get out on these rocks that are traditionally 6 to 10 feet underwater. So pretty cool. Let's bring the front end up. Oh. That's what I wanted. Not quite yet on the rear. Just need to get it loaded up just right. There we go. Now we got four-wheel drive. Come on, come on. That's it. That's it. We hear those tires squirting out the water that's in them. Getting a little light on that front tire. This is definitely not an easy climb. Oh, we're up on two tires. Jeez. Let's set the tires back down. Nice, that was a good save. We're driving the rear under ourselves a little bit, so. Really? Now it just drove out of it? Okay, that works. All right, got up and over those rocks where the Vanquish could not hang. All right, see a little ledge, crack, climb. We can see if we can get a piece of it. I haven't tried this one yet, so let's just see if we can get our fronts worked up in there, gets our rears set up on a good line. I want to work at passenger to get the rears over passenger, and then turn back driver, drop the tire in the crack, turn back into it. Well, it's got that hook on the driver tire. Had it for a split second and I let off. You hear those swampers just clawing at this rock. These are the Proline Super Swamper TSL SX. They are not the XL, so they're like a 5.4 inch tall tire. And they are in the G8 compound. Not using rear steer right here, just for fun, just seeing what we can make happen. This doesn't really seem like a line where you need rear steer. Little throttle, it's out. Oh, we just caught some fishing line. Gotta watch out for that here out on the beach. And good thing I stopped right there because it gets bad real quick. You can actually break axles with this stupid fishing line. So let's try this one. It should be real technical and kind of a pain in the ass. So we're gonna drive across this crack up top. We're gonna try and do like a full 270 back up into that crack and try and drive up it. The crack at the bottom has a little too much of an overhang for these tires to make it across. So we're gonna try and drive in right in the middle of it. Using that dig to bring us right around. Now it's time to get the rears down. Okay. Oh. Okay, fail on number one, we'll try it again. Just having difficulties with that dig unit, actually grabbing four-wheel drive and going in and out. Once you get it on a bind and hanging the car on it like that, it just doesn't like to lock and unlock. So bring it around. Gotta get the front tire to the bottom side of that ledge. Okay, we're in front dig. The rear did not lock to help pivot it. There it goes. So just back up just a little bit. Okay, it's working. Now we can actually point the rears straight or even just a touch uphill to help keep this car uphill on these rocks. I'm gonna dip the rear just a little bit, just so it goes off that bottom ledge. I'm just using this to kind of get me set up for this. Oh dear. Okay, we got the front to settle. We're gonna use dig. Using that rear servo to try and get it to pivot. Let's get it in its hook. Okay, there we go. Turn back into it with a four-wheel drive. Now obviously like the front went around that crack, but the rears have to come up. This is not easy. That's a big overhang. That thing's like 6.5 inches tall. I feel like the traction's right in here somewhere. A lot of traction on the rear because it moves the whole car once it gets on a line that the tires start to hook up. You may need to dip that front a little deeper in that crack. Oh, that was almost it. All right, let's just keep crawling. Don't get too excited. Dip the tire in. Ah, it pivoted the whole car. This is a good line. I like this. Okay. Dip that front in there. Turn the rears towards the ledge. Bring the front back. That was it. Now, you guys see me working that rear steer to help this car rotate and pivot. That's definitely going to help you out in a lot of situations if you have the ability. There we go. Bellied out. Just need to crab off the belly a little bit, and we're out of there. That was a cool, fun line. What'd you guys think? All right, guys, found ourselves a rock climb through some boulders, and we're just gonna go ahead and do a wet entrance, get our tires nice and wet so that it's more of a challenge. The moss on the rocks out here, I thought would actually like really kill the traction. Unless the moss is wet, when it's dry, it's actually surprisingly grippy. And so really like the only time it starts to really hurt your traction is kind of where we're at. Where there's some water on it, it does not like to give it some grip, but these swampers were built for the swamp, and they're working. So right here, if I turn my rear tires towards the ledge, it's gonna push the front tire harder into that ledge and help it climb instead of just push along. That's something I've learned in the RC stuff. So I've applied that in the real rock crawling as well. It can certainly help you out. Rotate it all the way around, grab that ledge on my rear, work them back straight, and then they cruise up the ledges. Not too bad. why don't we go ahead and drop down into this crack. We're gonna see if we can fight our way through out of here. Still got very wet tires, and once they get sand on them, good luck, man. Right, so this front right tire is trapped on a little bit of an overhang. So, well, I tried to dig there, but it pulled the car in a different direction. So now the angle's even worse. So now I want to try my dig. It's just nice and mellow on the turning. Back into four-wheel drive. Need to get those rears corrected. There we go. Got that front end up and balanced. We're gonna have to try and pressure that rear tire to do the same right there. However, that left rear looks like it wants to go a little bit more under the rock than over it. So backed up to alleviate some of the pressure. These front tires are gonna pull this rear really hard into here. I don't know if I can get the rear tire through here. So maybe if I get the left rear just high on the wall and drop the right rear in the crack, it might just drive through this. Try and work that right rear as far as we can down in there so it's not pushing real hard. But now the top of that tire is squared up to that wall, and this is really gonna make things difficult for us. Because trying to recover that, unless you have a rear wheel drive only, it's not likely. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn into it, commit, and go all the way down the crack with that tire dropped. All right, tires are good and sandy now, and I found one of the tougher looking climbs out here, so we're gonna see what we can make happen with not a lot of traction on our tires. Obviously, once we start working on this one and spinning tires, the sand's gonna come off. Let's dip our rear down, which will reduce the amount of pressure on that front right. And then try and work the fronts through here. Need to get the rear end kicked over for more rock push. That front left's trying to grab, those big side lugs trying to do work. Oh, it started to go and then the car rotated around. Okay. This is a tough climb. Like I said, I anticipated this one being hard. It doesn't like when I try and turn right like that. That was it. Got our rear tires to push hard on that rock, which really made a big difference. So we got to keep our front left hooked on that ledge up top. So we definitely want to maintain that, because that's going to hold the car up and really apply some pull. Like it's going to pull, yeah, that basically just pulled the whole rear end up. We're losing her. Nice. It grabbed on again. Work the rear over. Kind of scurry up this face a little bit. All right, we can work our way over. I'm gonna cut to the left side of that rock. Hoping this hook on that back right's gonna hold us up. It should. Look at that portal clearance. Exactly what I needed in this situation. So we're gonna get that front. Ugh. Oh, I tripped. Lost my line. So let's take it back up. So trying to get this front right to climb up on this as we go. I don't think my... Okay, I wasn't in four-wheel drive. Must have bumped dig when I fell. All right, real light on the back end. Got her tire in the air. Well, that was a problem. So turn both left, little throttle. There we go, she settled back down, but her rears are in a much worse spot for climbing this. Need to kind of get that front left to float onto that ledge over here. If I trusted my dig unit more, I'd try and lock it and dig it a little bit into this. Just to try and get that pressure on there. Okay, so I can get the front left up first and then try and get my front right. Now it's just sandwiched right in between the two. Once that front right climbs up, it's just too much of a wild angle to get that front left back. It starts leaning the front axle over, which is a problem. So let's kick the rear end over, and that'll eliminate some of that angle. There it goes. Get the right rear up this wall. Need to go crabbing driver. Starting to lose a little bit of power once I ask for a lot from both servos. Just using the internal BEC on this Spektrum 2-in-1 censored brushless system. Yeah, things getting a little jammed up. Let's try and get this right rear up again. This is a fun one. I like the technical stuff like this. Turn, 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 turn. Give me some wheel speed. Ah, I was almost there. Let's get that right rear going up. Didn't turn left soon enough on the front. Front end's under a lot of strain here. That was it. Yes, I got it. Okay, got the rears through. And how do we want to finish this? Let's go ahead and dip that right rear off, climb the front right, bring the front end up, crab back into the hill, and get the belly right through that little notch. Trying to hook it with that back right. Just missed it, just so. Kind of pivoted around quite a bit. Come on, Capra. Uh-oh. Okay, we got it saved. This is a real big, ugly obstacle, man. Completely squishing those tires flat. I have single stage foams in this car, but with the larger tires, they seem to do okay. I think we'll just go out left on this one, guys, and call that one done. That was a cool climb. That was super fun. Throwing in some more water just because. See that low point on the rock nearest me? I think I'm gonna try and get the belly to come through right there. Right where that front passenger is, so then I can start turning into it. Hopefully get the belly right there where I want it. Rear tire is gonna grab. And she pulled right on out, not a problem. Well, dudes, I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Please check the links down below and find my West Desert Wheeler merch in the link down below as well. I got a couple different designs out there for you guys to check out. Hope you enjoyed the trail out here on the beach where you really can't access it 90% of the time, so it's pretty cool to get out here on these rocks that not everyone gets a chance to wheel. My name's Logan with West Desert Wheeler, and you guys better keep the rubber side down.